Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining tonight's webinar on SEO, search engine optimization, and marketing best practices. Sorry. My name is Janika Louvet, and I am the admin assistant at the Davidson Davie Community College Small Business Center. And so today I have the pleasure of introducing our speaker, Teddy Burriss, who is a LinkedIn strategist, trainer, advisor who helps businesses and professionals use LinkedIn as a business tool to grow their networks, generate leads, achieve their goals, and manage communications. With over 15 years of experience, Teddy has trained thousands of people on how to use LinkedIn effectively. He's known for his engaging and informative training programs, which are tailored to the specific needs of his clients. Teddy is also a popular YouTuber with over 6,000 subscribers and 2.4 million video reviews on his two channels. His videos provide valuable tips and advice on how to use LinkedIn and Google Workspace for business. If you're looking for a LinkedIn expert who can help you take your business to the next level, contact Teddy. But today you have the opportunity of engaging with him in this workshop. And so, Teddy, I will go ahead and give the floor to you. And also, I see on the chat, Jamarcus.
I got him.
Okay.
Personal training.
Yeah.
Personal training. Thank you, Jamarcus, for letting me know. That helps me. Because look, if you guys were, if your business is something else, then I need to adjust my conversation so I focus on, what your business are. That's why I'm asking you all to share with us what your business is so I can make sure I hit the points that are important to you. By the way, my primary business, Victoria High, my primary business is I'm a LinkedIn strategist. I've been teaching LinkedIn since 2009, but I also along the way became a social media strategist. So I can teach and help you with all social media. And along the way, I had to learn SEO skills so that my business could be found. There was a time, probably less than 2 years ago, where if you did a Google search for the words that are relevant to my business, I was on the top of the fold in Google searches, often right below the ads for my businesses. And that made a huge difference for me, because if you don't show up, you almost don't exist. So, and I'm also going to help you with what I refer to as grassroots basic processes. We're not going to get into huge conversations about pay-per-click and all that stuff. I don't go there yet. So Victoria, Quilted Home Goods, thank you for sharing that. So another Etsy artist. So all right. And by the way, the way this works best, let me repeat, all of you need to listen to these words. The way this works best is use the chat. Don't worry about going to the Q&A. Just go ahead and use the chat. Actually, it's Q&A not even on. Good. And ask me any question, or raise your hand, and I can see you raising your hands. And if I do miss you, Janika will call me out and ask questions. Otherwise, I'm lecturing. And Janika, we're at 11 now. I told you we'd get 10. So, all right, let's go. I'm going to go straight to the meat. You need to be absolutely clear about your target audience. No, I don't care what you're doing, whether you're doing ads, you're doing posts, whether you're doing a promoted post, whether you're even posting content on any site, you need to know who you're talking to. And the more clear you are about who your target audience is, the more successful you're going to be. Everybody does not want massage therapy. Everybody does not want to buy a book. Everybody does not want to buy Quilted Home Goods or need personal training. Focus on a niche. Seth Godin used these words. Focus on and Seth's a really, really smart guy. If you don't know who Seth Godin is, Godin, Seth, first name, you need to go hunt him down and pay attention to him. He sends out a daily newsletter. I've read a lot of his books. One of the things that he says is focus on the smallest viable audience. Because when you focus on the smallest viable audience / target audience, you're more likely to be successful. As you're discovering Please mute your phone if you're not asking me a question, so we don't hear your kids run around the background. If while you are focused on speaking to your target audience, you need to know what words and phrases resonate with them. Now, these are your SEO words, but I don't say it that way. I say it in the context of what are the words and phrases that resonate with them, that are important to them, that when they read those words, they know you understand them. Yes, it is your SEO words that you use everywhere you can use, but think more human than technical. And think about, I'm using words and phrases that are important to my target audience. It's a huge mind shift over, let me go find all the words and stuff it in my metadata on my website. Yeah, you got to do that, but you got to think way past metadata. Think about using the words that resonate with them. So SEO is not just using keywords and phrases and metadata. SEO is in everything you write on your Etsy descriptions, in your website, in your YouTube descriptions, and your public profiles that may be on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, your Etsy profile, et cetera, et cetera. When you're writing content, you want to make sure you're using the words that are important to them. So it's not, I'm not saying you have to become a big content creator, but you do need to be very purposeful about giving content. I use this phrase. I'm a YouTuber. I'm a blogger. I'm a Quora. I answer questions on Quora. YouTube, Quora, and LinkedIn make me all my money, because those are venues where I can share content that is important to my target audience. And when I share that content, I'm very deliberate about using the words that resonate with them. And by the way, in the context of YouTube and Quora, because I use the words that are important to my target audience and they're searching for those words, YouTube content and Quora content are highly indexed places for people to find you. So think about, where are people looking for me? YouTube is the #2 search engine in the world. Think about that, #2 search engine in the world. Kara says, someone else said, give 80%, sell 20. I like that model, Kara. My model is this, 9 times out of 10, which is only 10%. Yeah, play with the numbers. I say 9 times out of the 10, the content you put online, wherever, needs to be content that is highly relevant to your target audience and beneficial, useful to them. I call it true, transparent, relevant, useful, honest, engaging, exciting, entertaining, educational. 1 time out of 10, you can talk about your course, your product, your offering, your service. It's sort of like networking, Carol. If you go to a networking event, and I've seen these people, and you're at a networking event, and every time you see this person coming in, they're leading with their business card and their brochure. They're leading with their flyer. They're leading with their rat card. Every time you see them showing up to hand out their flyer, after a certain number of times, you're going to start turning your back on them. The same thing on social media. If every time I find your content online, wherever I find online, it's all about me, and what I do and what I have to offer, in time, I'm going to be ignoring that page, ignoring that group, ignoring that, that YouTuber, ignoring that Quora contributor, et cetera, ignoring that Instagram influencer, because they're really not an influencer. They're throwing up all over you. Don't throw up on your audience. So thank you for sharing that, Kara. Show up where your target audience hangs out. Now, maybe you don't have the time or the bandwidth to be on Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok for however much longer that's going to be out there. And I don't think it's going to go away. I think there's going to be a change that will happen. Maybe you don't want to be on Medium and Reddit and Tumblr and Quora and YouTube, but you need to think about, where does your target audience hang out? Who is your target audience? And the more you can understand who they are, you can also start to understand where they hang out. And then if you find your target audience is active in particular social media platforms, or in particular groups or subreddits, or in particular, what's the word I'm looking for? Other communities, then you may want to participate in that community. Example, I'm coaching a lady in Hickory, and she's trying to figure out what her network. And while I'm coaching her on how to connect with people, we discover that there is a conference coming up that happens every year in Hickory. I said, do you know about this conference? I've never heard about it. So I said, well, why? You need to go to where your target audience hangs out, whether it's in person or on social media or online. Go see them. So just a perspective of content. When you create content for your target audience, you want to think these 4 different ideas. The piece of content I'm giving you is informative. It can help you learn something, help you discover something you've never thought about. The piece of content can be navigational. It could be helping them, find something, or helping them find, something relevant to them or relevant to you, helping them, find what you want them to find. It could be commercial. This is where they learn more about how to make a purchase from you. Could be how they learn about, this is your mindset and your philosophy about the work you do, that you want them to purchase from you. And the last piece, in the order of these are important in priority order, the last piece is transactional. This is where someone can click and purchase. So you have all of those different types of content. And informational, navigational, commercial, transactional doesn't mean text. Doesn't always have to be text. It could be lots of different types of content. Could be video, could be imagery, could be GIF, could be PDF, could be doc, could be any kind of format. And you want to use a diverse, listen to these words, you want to use a diverse set of formats, because not everybody wants to read a web page. Like, not everybody wants to watch a video. So use the chat and ask me any questions, because I want to help you as much as I can and speak to what's important to you. And I mentioned this before. So throughout your text, you want to make sure you're using the words and phrases that are important to them. And furthermore, you want to also use the right words that creates what Dale Carnegie called an eager want. So when you're sharing a video, when you're sharing an article, when you're sharing a podcast, or you're sharing some story, start your conversation with, why are you putting this out there? So you create an eager want for them to go look at it, an eager want for them to learn more. Don't just post stuff and hope someone cares. Put stuff out there and tell them why you're putting it out there. Again, using the words and phrases that resonate with them. Excuse me. Donald Miller is freaking smart. He wrote a book and actually created a program called Story Branding. He actually has a program where he coaches marketing people. By the way, if you're starting a business, Kara, in social media marketing, go read Donald Miller's book called Story Branding, and consider at some point evaluating his program, because that's a powerful way to become a social media marketing professional. And it's all about teaching people to tell stories. Have a business that is now defunct, that sold absolutely beautiful women's country wear, expensive, cool looking boots, belt buckles, cowboy hats, vests, all kinds of really cool women's clothing. Where she failed one moment was all of her posts was imagery of this stuff on shelves and on hangers. And she hired me to help her figure out how to take her business to another level. And the one thing I said to her is find ways to get short little 15-second, 30-second videos or longer story-based videos, i.e. reels, of your clients wearing your boots, wearing your hats, wearing your clothing at a party. And when humans see other humans enjoying life, doing and wearing what they want to wear, it's much more impactful than looking at a daggone picture of a vest on a hanger. Tell stories. And again, Donald Miller has nailed it with his program called Story Branding. And again, he coaches, he has a mastermind where he coaches marketing people to do it. Read the book at the very least. This absolutely frustrates me beyond no end, where I go look at a web page and the contact page is contact me -2. The about page is about -2. The home page is home. Look at naming your pages with keywords and phrases relevant to your business. Now, by the way, I probably failed at this my own self, but name your page. If your page is all about how to buy a quilt, a family quilt, or how to buy a custom quilt, where to buy a custom quilt, then name it custom quilt. If your business is all about, health and wellness or a personal training program, then name the page that you want people to click on personal training, health training, exercise training. Name it something that's relevant, because page names are a part of your SEO. And naming your page 1, page 2, page 3, et cetera, is a waste of SEO space. So be purposeful about naming your website pages. Maybe I have it in here. Hold tight. I have another one. So backlinks. This is a big endeavor. This may not happen and create huge value for you over time. My backlinks are where you go and you share the URL to the pages that are important to you. You share those URLs on other websites. Example, you could create an account on a local newspaper. And on the local newspaper, when you create your account for reading newspapers free, sometimes they ask you for your website, your name, your email address, and your website. That's a standard WordPress register to comment. When you register on other places, newspapers, when you even on Facebook, Twitter, et cetera, when you create an account, you get the opportunity to put your URL to the page that's important to you. When you comment on a blog post, when you comment on Quora comments, when you comment on other websites, often you get the ability to put your name, the email address, so they can validate you're human, and then your website. I did a program a few years ago, probably about 5 years ago, because I stopped doing business outreach in 2019. So it might have been 2018 or 17, where I created a program that every week I would go make 5 backlinks. So I would go search for websites where the conversation is relevant to me and relevant to my target audience. So I'm a LinkedIn strategist. I would go to sales training. I'd go to SDR training. I'd go to, L&D sites for learning and development. And I would comment on blog posts that are relevant to what I do and relevant to my target audience. Not that I cared that my target audience would go to those websites. That was not uberly important to me, but because Google wanted to see my website URL on other reliable, trusted, honest websites. So the fact that I created, and they're called backlinks, the fact that I created all those backlinks, that was a huge catalyst to get because I would use two URLs. I would use my website URLs, plural. I would use my homepage or my landing page, and I would use my LinkedIn profile URL. Because I spent a significant amount of time for about 4 or 5 months doing these backlinks, eventually my website, my landing page, and my LinkedIn profile URL started ranking on the top of the list for the words and phrases that are relevant to my client and that I use on those pages. So understand backlinks. It's not a racket. Do not pay somebody to do your backlinks. That will fail you because they'll do backlinks on irrelevant sites. But think about, getting the URL to your important sites out on other websites. Questions, thoughts, anybody? Feel free to unmute and ask me any question.
I was going to say one website that often people don't think of, but is huge is Pinterest.
Yeah.
If search your product on Pinterest and comment underneath them and put your URL, that could be a good one. So every single time someone tries search on Pinterest for that product,
they'll see your comment.
Yeah.
And furthermore, make sure your URLs are in your Pinterest profile. Yeah, absolutely. And make sure it's relevant and make sure your comment is relevant. Do not hijack a post. Don't, I get people to get on my YouTube channel all the time and they'll post 20 comments, with bullcrap marketing stuff. Hire me, go find Bob on Instagram. He can solve your problem. And all I do on every single one of them is I block, I remove, I report, and I block. So don't become a fool, because a fool will fail. So Google Trends. Has anybody experimented with Google Trends yet? Unmute and share if you have. Anybody experimented with Google Trends? Carol said no. This is big. This is big. This is big enough I want to stop and show it to you. Excuse me. Google.com trends. Oh, I could have just typed. It's trends.google.com, Catherine. Trends.google.com. When you go here, you get the Explore button and you get to type something in here. Let me show you why I know this is so powerful. I'm a LinkedIn trainer. So I put LinkedIn trainer there. That's for years I thought, and I knew that people were looking for a LinkedIn trainer. Over the past day, not a whole lot, but if I go past 90 days, LinkedIn trainer, did I spell it right? LinkedIn trainer. It shows up, okay? But it doesn't show up as much. Let's go to a year, 12 months. That's what I expect to see. All right. So it shows up every week or month. It gets some traffic. So you know what? I thought that was important, but it's not important. Look at what's really important. Watch it change on me. LinkedIn training is factorially used in Google searches more so than LinkedIn trainer. I thought that I was making the world love me because I was a LinkedIn trainer. I had to change all of my marketing. I had to change all of my keywords. I started using LinkedIn training everywhere I can instead of LinkedIn trainer. But you want to look and search for the words and phrases. LinkedIn strategist is probably not a big one. It's down there below LinkedIn trainer, LinkedIn consultant. Okay, LinkedIn consultant is green. It's not quite as powerful as LinkedIn training, but it's getting a lot of traffic. So what I started doing was using the terms LinkedIn training, LinkedIn consultant throughout all of my content. And by the way, when you use keywords, you don't list them. You don't go do what's called keyword stuffing. You use these words and phrases in appropriately written English sandwiches, English sentences. Yeah, Carol, there are other tools out there. I go to Google Trends because this is the mothership. So I want to know what's happening. And then you come down here and you can go look and see who's searching for that, and what regions, and I can show up to 46 sub-regions. I don't know why Wyoming is so much search. I think it might have something to do with internet traffic flowing through Wyoming. Then there's other words, maybe LinkedIn Learning. Is LinkedIn Learning a good one? And that really isn't my term, because I'm not LinkedIn Learning. LinkedIn Learning is a product. It is not a philosophy. So I don't want to show up under LinkedIn Learning. So I won't use that. So, but you can come down here and look for other phrases that are relevant, and related queries. Is LinkedIn down? Find the ones that are relevant to your target audience. And use the words that are relevant to your target audience. LinkedIn consultant, there's other phrases as well. So I encourage you to take the keywords and phrases that you think are important and run those through Google Trends and see how they stack up. Questions, thoughts, anybody?
I wonder if it would be helpful if anyone maybe put some of their keywords into that they've tried.
Yeah. Share some of your keywords and we'll play with it. And Victoria, LinkedIn may not be relevant for you, but these are my words. I use something that was relevant for me. So that's why I use this analogy. And LinkedIn is not about finding a job, Victoria. Don't misunderstand that. LinkedIn is where business professionals show up and network. It is not about finding a job. I mean, yes, you can use it for that, but that is not the primary purpose of LinkedIn in the context of this conversation. A lady that I've known for many, many years, this failed miserably. I'll tell you why it failed miserably. Hey, iPhone, give me another word besides massage. I don't know who iPhone is. I need to know who iPhone's name is. So if you could drop your name in chat, Dana, and give me another word besides massage. But I'm gonna tell you the story about the lady who got on LinkedIn. Her business was a thriving business, and she sold exotic, expensive women's bikinis. Now, she's on LinkedIn with a bunch of freaking idiots, but she's told me she got great business from women, business professionals who could afford to buy her $300 and $400 bikinis. The only reason she got off of LinkedIn is because the idiots were bothering her. So I got massage as a keyword. I need more keywords. Give me another keyword relevant to massage. I think that came from Victoria. No, it came from Dana.
Mm-hmm. Try massage therapist.
So that's down here. Massage is still tough, but that word is what's referred to as an expensive word. You're hard pressed to make it with just that. Give me another word that people who use massage therapists would use. This is key. You really got to work through this, because when you can figure out the right words, then you're going to be more successful than thinking you know what the words are. I'll tell you another. Stephanie, I'm going to switch gears with Stephanie because I can't do, okay, deep body pressure. Deep body pressure. That's going to be flat line, but how about deep body massage? That's flatline as well. And it's because massage is too expensive. Let me remove that. And I use the word expensive to say it's beyond it. You're not going to be able to. So massage therapist is there. What about relaxation? So relaxation shows up top here. You know, you got to play with this. Catherine, take care. You've got to play with this. Here's how I discovered what words and phrases are important to my clients. I asked them. Every time someone new reached out to me, one moment, I asked them, how did you find me? And when I asked that question, sometimes they knew exactly what they looked for. Often they said they'd do a Google search, they did a LinkedIn search, or they found me on YouTube. But if they ever did a search, I said, what words and phrases did you use? So when you get a new client who just shows up, I really encourage you to ask them, how did you find me? Oh, it'll make a huge difference. Otherwise, we're guessing, kids. Pain management is on the top of this list. So if you can integrate pain management into pages about massage therapists and massage therapy and talk about how your massage therapy helps solve that, it could differentiate you from other people. So, but anyway, I want to show that with you because I want you really to be serious about thinking through that. Social listening. This is hard. I'm on Quora. I got on Quora for one reason and one reason only. Good golly, I'm dying. 1 second. I got on Quora because I discovered on Reddit and Quora, people were asking questions about the two things I make money on, LinkedIn and Google Workspace / Gmail. People were asking questions every day. So I listened to the questions they asked, and that helped me create content to solve their problem. I figured if at least one person is asking a question about how to hide on LinkedIn, then I should create some content. For me, it's YouTube content that speaks to hiding on LinkedIn, speaks to why you would, why you wouldn't, the pros and cons of doing both. That is why I got on Quora, predominantly to listen to the questions that people were asking. I also use Google Alerts and on Google Alerts, I create alerts and I look for pain management. Watch how I do this. Pain management and massage. Put quotes around that. Or, and notice I'm typing and or in uppercase. Or massage therapy and relaxation. Put quotes or put parentheses around that. Now I want to put quotes. I need to put quotes. This is how you write what's called a Boolean string. I'll explain it to you a little bit more here in a moment once I put it out. So what I said is find pain management. Don't find pain. Don't find management. Find pain management and massage. Or find massage therapy and relaxation. So when I create that alert, even before I create that alert, I can see there's some content down here around that. So I can create that alert. And now with a Google alert, once a day, automatically, only in English, any region, maybe I can say the United States, give me all results and send it to my email address. So every day I'm going to get an email about pain management. So I can look and see what people are talking about. And not only that, but maybe it creates an opportunity for me to share content and or it creates an opportunity for me to comment. This one here doesn't give me that ability, but it could give me also the ability to comment. But at the very least, I can learn what people are talking about. I can learn new ideas And then again, if it's useful, I could share it out to others. Stephanie, question? Stephanie's looking at me like, oh my God, look what this man just showed me. Or Stephanie's frozen. There she is. Questions about Google Alerts. It's a powerful tool. So I really encourage you to use it. And I really encourage you to think this whole idea of social listening. Pay attention to what people are talking about. Pay attention to the conversations. Again, it's so I can understand what's important to my target audience, and I can create, I can also create opportunities to share that content. Victoria, what I meant about Boolean string, this string that you see here, this text, parentheses, quote, pain management, quote, and this is called an operator. It has to be an uppercase. It means look for this in quotes and look for this, or look for this. Now you could put it in an individual if you wanted to. You could put it in a different Google alert. This is a Google alert, but this is called a Boolean string. And again, the word and the word or are what's called operators. It means pull all this together and find this or this and this or whatever. Does that make sense, Victoria? So yeah, I'm with you. I don't know high school math either. I barely got through it because my girlfriend was a teacher assistant. So the quotation marks are, instead of looking for pain, if I didn't have quotes around that, then it's going to look for pain. The or is assumed. The or is assumed. So if I didn't have quotes around that, it's going to look for pain or management. By putting the quotes, that means look for just the phrase pain management. Good. So is that high school math coming back to you? So this is important. Now, so, you know, I could go deeper and I could go into, other topics, around metadata and stuff like that. But if you don't have this stuff nailed, then you're wasting your time adding metadata to your website or using metadata. By the way, there's another big one that I should probably have put on here. I thought 12 would get me through. The other big one is this, where I said, name your pages. Here's the other big one. This is 8A, name your images. Images and videos properly. Yeah, don't have a video that says video number 1, video number 2. The name of the video is, deep body pressure techniques, massage therapy, deep body pressure techniques. Because again, keywords and phrases that are in file names, they rock. All right, I'm at the end of my list. Other than some I did some research with SEM Rush, and they agree with me. What questions did I not answer for you? Feel free to unmute and ask me any question. Stephanie, you're muted, dear. Are you trying to chat?
Hi, I'm sorry, I hit the wrong thing.
That's all good.
When I type in certain keywords, I also see like the dollar amount, I guess, beside it. So when you say high keywords, are those good keywords or they're not?
So when I use the phrase expensive keywords, it's not a matter of how much they cost.
Okay.
It's about this. If I just had the word massage here, okay, that word is so, where'd you go? Massage. It's hard to get into that space because that word is so popular.
Right.
That's what I mean by expensive. It is so popular. You're going to be hard pressed to get into that space until you have enough content that has the word massage You have enough backlinks with the relevant to the word massage. You have all your profiles have the word massage. You get, you know, by the way, we're not talking about Google business profiles, but your Google business profile needs to be out there, have a bunch of reviews, a bunch of images, and have the word massage. It's a heavy lift for you to show up on the top of the fold with just that word.
Okay.
That's what I mean by expensive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope you're not paying for keywords.
No, I'm not. I just, when I look up some keywords, I do see like the ones I guess that's in the bowl. They normally cost them. They're normally expensive.
What do you
than
mean
the
by
other
what do you
ones.
mean by expensive?
Like some may be, I'm just throwing a number out there. Some may be like $1. Some may be $3. I don't know what it is.
Who are you paying the $1 to or the $3?
I'm not paying anybody.
Who do they say
I
they
just
want?
see it on the side. I went through, oh gosh, I forgot the site that I went through for the keyword, but it had like dollar amounts on the side.
Yeah, so look, I have friends of mine who are absolutely rock solid, trusted Google and SEO professionals, page ranking, Google ads, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, et cetera, et cetera. This is my blunt opinion. Let me repeat. I'm Teddy. I'm full of ideas. Use them as you see fit. If anybody comes to you and say, I'll manage your website, but I need to charge you X number of dollars per keywords, they're not thinking the right thing.
Okay.
You don't pay for keywords. You may pay a consultant, you may pay a strategist, you may pay an executor to help you put all the right words in the right place and rename your documents, rename your images, rename your pages, and pay attention to SEO. But it's way more than simply paying for keywords.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I got it.
Yeah. So there are a lot of charlatans out there.
Right.
Because it's such a misunderstood business practice that there's a lot of smoke and mirrors. Everything I'm showing you is grassroots basic stuff that you need to understand.
Okay. Thank you.
Cool. Anybody else have another question? How can I help you? Amber, go ahead.
So, I guess I'm trying to understand and start wrapping my head around everything. Recently started a small business, and I'm trying to understand how the keywords relate to hashtags that we should be using on social media and our content. And we're a small business. We're in the B2B model where we offer professional services to other business owners.
What's the service, Amber?
So that's where I'm a little bit conflicted because we offer a multitude of services. So we offer talent acquisition, virtual assistance, finance, human resources. So basically, we're a one-stop shop for business owners to be able to outsource all of those things that take them time to do. And so trying to have keywords surrounding everything we do, not really sure how to navigate that.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for you to have a page or content that speaks to all of those keywords. You're going to have a piece of content that speaks to talent management, a page that speaks to talent management or talent acquisition. By the way, all of you on here, here's a thought. Janika will send out to you this content, and she's going to also send you, well, you're registered. They're all registered on SBC, right, Janika?
Yes.
Yeah. So I recommend that you reach out to Janika, or you can reach out to me. If you're registered on the SBC website, you can reach out to me, and I can have a very deliberate, focused conversation with you about what you're trying to achieve. I will offer to you, Amber, in the B2B world, because I am in the B2B world, that if you are wearing all of those hats, you're going to struggle getting clients because they're going to look at you as being way too diverse. So you're going to have to be very intentional about your profiles and your content, your landing pages, your website, because it's just too diverse. So I would love, Amber, I'd love to have a conversation with you to help you with that. I don't want you to fail with your business. I want you to be really successful because that's, you know, for me, it's what I look for every day. And so I'd love to have a conversation with you about how do you build a B2B business focused on this audience with these different services.
Okay, I would love that too. And that's kind of the whole thought process. And it's a team of us that specialize in different verticals, we call them, or different branches, you know. So it's not just one person, but we have specialists for each sector.
So are those specialists creating a presence for themselves online in different places where your target audience shows up so they can be found as that specialist?
So that it not individually, but as a brand whole, but like on our website, we do say like, this is our finance guru. This is the person in charge of social media and their kind of resume that gives them that clout to be able to assist in that area, or on the HR side, someone with their SHRM and those kind of things.
So an idea, and we can go deeper in another
Yeah.
conversation. An idea would be that your business does not provide those services. Your business provides a conduit and connects them with those experts. So you're a broker. It's just a different way of looking at it. And this is an idea, Amber. Let's talk offline. I'd love to do a session with you to help you figure that out.
Thank you.
So anybody else have a question? Oh, Kara asked about, would outsourced HR be helpful? Kara, what are you asking?
I think they were saying in reference to what I asked about keywords.
Okay. Yeah. It's and by the way, hashtags are only important for the most part on Pinterest, Instagram, X, maybe Facebook. Most other platforms do not support hashtags to the same level as those social media sites do. But if you're going to rely just on hashtags to get you to show up, that will fail. You got to use the keywords in all of your content, not just hashtags. It's a journey. It's a journey. Shanika?
Well, thank you so much, Teddy, for doing that presentation for us. And I hope you all were able to sorry.